You're listening to the Cricket Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our IPL predictions show. It's the big one. It's the snake draft. It's a cracker. I'm Jack Hope. I'm joined by Max Rowe Brown. How are you doing, Max?
Hello, I'm good. I'm looking forward to being very wrong as usual.
Yeah. And we've got Ross. How are you doing, Ross? You're laughing.
Yeah, well, they normally call me Mystic Leg when it comes to this, don't they? So
Nostradamus.
Yeah, so not too far off the money. Yeah, I'm very excited for this one as we get to screw each other over, which is also good fun.
Cool. So this is how it's going to work. We're going to make our predictions about the IPL. We're going to do these categories. We're going to talk about top run scorer, top wicket taker, the MVP, the flop of the IPL, who will make the playoffs, and who will win the tournament as a whole. To make things more interesting, this will be a competition and it will take the form of a snake draft. So Ross, he will choose first in the first category. That will come to me. I will choose third, and then I get to choose first in the second category, and so on. If we win, if you get it outright correct, I think you get 5 points. If you are the closest to correct of the three, but you don't outright win, 3 points, and 2-1, so on. Maybe you get a 0 if you're really bad. Like if you pick
minus points, I think Max has got before. If I'm perfectly honest.
Yeah. Flop is obviously
Quite
subjective,
right too.
etc. So, you will get an insight into what we know or don't know. Maybe in the case of Max, about the future. Ross, we're going to do runs first, and you get to go first as I think the champion of last year's snake draft.
Well, I think
you or me.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you get to the judging panel, it becomes a little bit difficult to beat you. I think sometimes, Jack. Oh, Ross, it's minus 75,000 points for you, and plus 4 for me. No,
Yeah.
great, well done.
Rarely you can overcome the head of the Politburo, but
we start with most runs, which is the orange cap holder. It's very, very difficult for me because I'm such a hard Rajasthan Royals fan that they've got such great contenders in Jaiswal and Samson because they'll be opening the batting this year. But the Sunrisers are just such an overwhelming favourite for this. I think that Travis Head is going to be in amongst the runs, and so is Abhishek Sharma. So between those two, I'm going to back Travis Head as the leading run scorer for this year's IPL.
Okay, you've gone hard for Sunrisers early. Max, what do you think?
yeah, I don't want to say the same as last year because that feels like, lightning striking twice, even though he was so much better than everyone else. There's a part of me that really wants to go with King Legend, but there's I feel like you have to pick someone who's probably going to make the playoffs, and I don't know if that's Delhi. But then again, I don't know. None of the other players I'm thinking of might make the playoffs. So let's just do it. Let's go with King Legend. It's going to be his year. Get away from stodgy luck now.
Unbelievable. You've got against the exact principle we built this bloody podcast on, and you're backing King Legend. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I thought he had a bad year last year. He still finished 7th in the runs. Got 520. Okay, well, that leaves it free for me. I think that I have to go for Virat Kohli here, who won top run scorer by 160 runs last year. Had a pretty decent Champions Trophy, got a little bit of form, plays a really batter-friendly ground, and will have license to bat for as long as he wants, I think, in every game. So I think I'm going to go with Virat. I am surprised, Max, you didn't go with Gaikwad. I thought he'd be a shout, and sort of talked around Sanju Samson. He's got a little bit of an injury, hasn't he, going into the tournament?
Little dodgy finger. I think Shubman Gill and Joss Butler at Gujarat might well be pretty intimidating as well.
Was an option. I think I've gone for the worst option of the people I was thinking of, actually. But, pressure does funny things, doesn't it?
So to wrap that up once more, and Ross is recording this for posterity, I have gone for Virat Kohli. Max went for someone who's not going to win it, KL Rahul.
And I went for Travis Head.
Travis Head. So that takes us on to wickets. I think I have to take the overwhelming favourite for this, don't I? I have to go with Varun Chakravarti. bowling probably the best he ever has in his career. Took 21 wickets last year. That to me feels like a no-brainer, and so I will go with Big Varun as my pick for top wickets. Max.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Adam Zampa because he's gonna be playing.
That is curveball. That is a curveball.
He is going to be playing for a side that is going to score so many runs. Everyone is going to have to come after him, and he's going to take the wickets. I'm feeling it. It's the year of the Zamp. There's often a spinner, and I don't see why it shouldn't be him.
I think because he might not play.
I think he'll play.
I think he will play as well, but I also wouldn't be.
He might not play, but I think he will. Look, I don't just. It's no fun. It's no fun going straight down the line. Oh, let's look at who took the most wickets in the last few years. That's obvious, right? That's a sensible way of doing it. I don't want to do that. I want to come in with a curveball and I want to get it right. Because why not?
And that's why you lose every year. Ross.
There are so many great options. Like it's almost like a kid in a sweet shop. I've got Rashid Khan, Jasprit Bumrah to choose from. I've got Arshdeep Singh, Mohammed Shami, like
Jofra Archer.
Jofra Archer's in there. Hasaranga, I think, is probably going to have a good season as well. Rabada's at 3. That is so many to choose from. But I'm going to have to come back to reality. I think I can't get away from Mumbai Indians having a good tournament, and I think Gujarat are going to have a good tournament as well. And just the spin contingent does it for me. So I think Rashid Khan, wouldn't say he's lit up the IPL in the last couple of seasons. We've come to expect a certain level of performance from him, but I think this is it's a Galactico's year, and he's a Galactico. So Rashid Khan is who I'm going to go for.
It's a fair pick up, isn't it? He wasn't really in the wickets last year, but that sort of the exception rather than the rule with Rashid Khan. So I like that. Not Chahal. Didn't fancy a punt on Chahal.
I think it's just I have no idea what's going to happen with Punjab Kings. That's the issue. Like Punjab are so wild, they could end up being like, yeah, we don't want to play Yuzi Chahal, and you'd be like, what are you doing? But it's well within the DNA of that franchise. But yeah, I think Chahal's in a good shout, and I think Arshdeep there is going to cause some havoc as well, as he's going to be opening the bowling and closing it out. I didn't really consider anybody from RCB looking through this list. I don't know if you kind of look the same, but not the best of signs for them, I don't think.
No, I didn't either. MVP. So this will be. This is internally judged, I think. The IPL do have MVP.
Can we start with flop? Can we start with flop first? Flop.
You want to do flop? Okay. If you've got a good flop in mind, go for flop. Let's do it.
It's Venki Iyer.
Oh,
I think price per performance is going to be pretty staggering, and I know that it's not quite the same thing when it comes to a auction because people are a bit mental, but I just think price tag pressure on somebody who didn't deal with the pressure of having a good first season and then got second season syndrome, etc. I just think it would be a bit much. And as much as KKR are going to be a competitive side, I think on the preview you both kind of talked me into thinking they're in the buttercream, and there's going to be a lot of pressure on the economics graduates' shoulders.
Fair enough. No, I think it's certainly a possibility when you factor price tag in. Max, who are you going to go for?
I mean, I was going to go with Sunil Narain for all the reasons we talked about on the KKR.
His bowling's still going to be good, though, Max. He's still going to be a bowler.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Okay. What are your reasonings for this? Like, it's just that it was.
I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my bones.
You're against the purple and gold.
Yeah.
That leaves a lot of good options. I agree with Ross. I think you got to go for someone who people paid a decent amount for. Like I was kind of tempted by KL Rahul, but I don't feel like at 14 crore he'd have to be so bad to be a flop.
I kind of feel like Delhi suits him as well. If you look at that batting lineup, KL Rahul's going to be so important to that team that they're just like, you just do your thing, KL. Like that's what they're going to do. So I'm with you on that.
Shreyas Iyer, I think, is a potential for the reasons Ross went for, but I don't think Shreyas Iyer has been historically good enough to fall into flop territory. I think you have to, at some point, have been really good to properly flop. And I think this is the one, Max, to go to what you were saying a bit ago. This is where you have to take a punt, right? Like you have to go for a big name, and
Otherwise, it isn't a flop.
and accept that you might have egg on your face. So I'm going to go for the kingpin of the auction, Rishabh Pant. I think Lucknow Super Giants, not a great place to bat. Big price tag, slightly bonkers team. I'm going to go. Rishabh. I mean, apparently, this might have been resolved by the time this podcast goes out. So we're recording this a few days before, but we'll actually release it. But apparently, Lucknow Super Giants are trying to pressure the National Cricket Academy into saying that Mayank Yadav's injury is worse than it actually is, so that they can get rid of him and bring in Shardul Thakur. Like this is the level of brains we're talking about. Like Mayank Yadav is unfit for two matches.
Just make Mitch Marsh not turn up. That's all they need to do. Just like, mate, you can only play as a batter. No, see you later.
Yeah. So that look, so I'm going to go with Rishabh Pant. I like Rishabh. He'll have a good season, but I think there are some reasons why he might not live up to that price tag. Is what I would say. We're going for MVP now. So this is the good end. I like this as a narrative. Hardik Pandya. One of the Boo boys were out for him last year. Had a good 12 months with the Indian national team. I think this is the stage is set for him to come really put his mark on Mumbai Indians. They've got a good team. I can see him lifting the trophy. I think he'll take a fair amount of wickets. And I think the only downside here is that their batting's pretty good, so he might not bat as much, so I'll need him to. But if he does get a few knocks, I could definitely see him shooting up the table. So I'm going with Hardik. Max.
Yes, it's always a tough one. MVP. So we're basing this on our own assumptions, right? Not just whoever ends up getting orange cap.
I'm basing it on Justin Langer's, Max, actually. Yeah.
Right. Well, I was thinking more of the one who actually wins the MVP for the tournament, Ross, rather than
Isn't that fantasy points though?
Yeah, we can't be trusted that. It's just and it's Virat Kohli. Oh, well done, Virat. Well done.
Yeah. So who did you go for, Jack?
Hardik Pandya.
Hardik Pandya.
Yeah.
Yes, that was who I wanted to go for. So that's why I'm trying to stall for time.
Sorry.
Hey, why not? I haven't gone for a yellow boy yet. Jadeja.
No way.
What?
He bats like 8.
What?
Yeah.
Mr. bowls the 7th over in every fucking game.
Are you doing this on purpose?
So many. Maybe I am.
Why don't you pick Gaikwad? That could happen.
Yeah,
Katarana. That could happen.
The Doob.
The Doob.
Yeah,
that could happen.
Dube. Good shout. Yeah.
There are 3 better options.
Rachin Ravindra might score loads of runs and bowl the same amount of overs.
Yeah, it could happen. All of these things are possible.
All right, Ravi Jadeja, come on down.
The flop of the tournament, Max's pick for MVP. I didn't see it coming.
I'm trying to get the world's lowest ever score in this game.
Right, my turn. The more we didn't mention him in the most runs because his form's been a bit rubbish. But it's a bit of a shocker if we don't mention him and don't go for him. I'm going to put some eggs into the Indian supremo that is Suryakumar Yadav for MVP. If Mumbai Indians are going to have a great year, he's going to have a great year. So I think that's a safe bet.
Is there anyone we've missed that could?
I think in Gujarat Titans there is a couple of candidates. I think the likes of Josh Butler or Shubman Gill could have a great season. They've obviously got Rashid Khan in there. Rabada's pretty bloody good. We've kind of covered CSK. In terms of Virat Kohli, you can never write off Virat in those spaces. And someone like Jaiswal or Sanju Samson kind of opening up every game is going to be pretty spectacular. What version of Jofra do we get? That'd be very exciting too. And then, like, who knows what's going to happen with the Punjab Kings? Like, genuinely, who the hell knows? But yeah, we'll soon find out. And then you've got the likes of Klaassen, Head, Abhishek or Cummins and kind of those guys in the Sunrisers orange.
Yeah. Okay. So playoffs. The way this will work, obviously, there's not enough teams for a proper snake draft, so you get a free pick here, Ross. 4 teams to make the playoffs. Who are you going to go with?
I'm going to go with. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Purely on the fact that they're my pink boys. Rajasthan Royals will sneak in there.
Well, it could happen.
Gujarat Titans. I'm a buyer of what Gujarat have got going on at the moment. Sunrisers Hyderabad are there. And then the buttercream makes it so bloody difficult. But I think it'll be Mumbai Indians in that space. So Rajasthan, Mumbai, Gujarat, and SRH.
Max, and you have to talk for about a minute here because I need to get my charger.
Okay. Well, I like what you've done there, Ross. I agree on Mumbai. I feel like Mumbai are one of the better sides. I think they're going straight in. Obviously, you've gone for Rajasthan because they're your beautiful pink boys. So it would be remiss of me not to go for my beautiful yellow boys, the Chennai Super Kings. So that's
they were a good bet. I must admit, they were. It was that point of me of just like, Ross, if you really were a betting man, would you put your eggs in this Rajasthan basket?
Yeah.
Possibly not.
We all loved
CSK yellow.
Sunrisers. We all loved Sunrisers on the preview show, so I can't not say Sunrisers. They're just too good. And then it is basically roll the dice for your IPL buttercream rising to the top. And I'm going to go for RCB.
So just
always a
recap
wild
who you've
card.
gone for. There, Max, who was
Mumbai,
for?
Chennai, Sunrisers, and RCB.
And Ross, you didn't pick KKR either.
No, didn't pick KKR.
No.
After for some reason, like you've really got in my head. Like you've really.
I've got
in my
Narayan's
head.
flopping. I can't be going. I can't then be picking
thank you.
KKR.
Well, at least that
really,
means-
I should have gone with Delhi as well, shouldn't I? If I want
Yeah.
them, but yeah, I'm not doubling down.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with some crowd pleasing picks here. I think Sunrisers Hyderabad, the Kolkata Knight Riders. Oh, it gets a bit difficult after this, doesn't it? I'm going to go Mumbai Indians, and then I'm going to go Chennai Super Kings.
You're so boring.
Sorry,
so boring.
RCB
You've literally
fans.
got the bloody finalists and then the 2 biggest teams. Boring.
I think that what I would say about the IPL this year, talking about playoff race more generally, I think teams are getting better at picking a team. I think the talent is spread pretty even. I mean, Sunrisers, I think, are the best, and then I think there's 6 to 8 teams that are all decent. Like I could see any of them making the playoffs, and then there's Lucknow, who I don't think are very good.
But even then, they've got some unbelievably talented players, right?
Yeah,
like, actually,
absolutely.
Nicholas Puran and Pan, absolutely, box office players.
Yeah, and like there's the home ground factor in that as well. Could mean that they are a little bit of a force. I think there have been IPLs where like 2 or 3 of the teams have just been awful, like torpedoed themselves, and I don't think that's happened so much here. I think even Lucknow, who I don't think are good, might work in their own backyard, and that could mean that they're all right.
You wait till they get on the pitch.
Well, yeah. Okay, so there we go. Spread pretty evenly. Our picks. Did anyone pick Punjab to make it?
No one's picked them.
They're
going to be entertaining, aren't they? They are going to be entertaining. And I do think we're seeing some quite contrasting strategies as well, which I quite like. Sometimes you get leagues that end up going, oh, you're all playing the 4-4-2 and it's all a bit boring. I think we've actually got quite a decent mix of variation in terms of the kind of strategy some of these teams are going to be going for.
Okay, should we do winner then? I'm going to go with Mumbai Indians to line up with my MVP pick, although I don't think that they are the best team. I think that it's a bit like Real Madrid in the Champions League. They're never the best team, but somehow like someone's dick knocks it in their own goal in the last second and they're through. So I'm going to go with Mumbai Indians. Max. Ross.
So with the snake draft, does this come back into the snake draft, the winners?
Yeah. I was last in the playoffs.
So, but it wasn't a snake draft, was it? You could do whatever.
Yeah,
you
it was.
like.
Yeah, because
So
you
you
went.
were technically last. I was technically last in the MVP
Ross,
category.
where are you
And
going to
therefore
go?
I
with the
should, then
Mumbai
I should, then I
Indians?
should, then I should go. I was going to go Mumbai Indians. So I think
No,
I
you
should
can't
get
have
first.
reminders. No, you can't.
I think,
That's
I
why
think I
I've
should
already
get
picked
the
them.
opportunity.
I've already picked them, so we don't know. You might not have done any research, and you've just
I mean, it's
heard me
irrelevant.
say that,
You're
and
both-
you've stolen my idea.
You're both
Right,
wrong.
Max, you're wrong. You're always wrong. What we'll do, we'll add wooden spoon as a category, and Ross, you get to go first in that. There we go. I've solved it as usual. Max,
Good.
on to you for the winner.
Well, they're not the best team, but CSK.
Okay, fair enough. And Ross, can't have Mumbai.
Yeah. Well, I'll take the low hanging fruit then. We'll take our favourites, which is Sunrisers Hyderabad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Podcast favourites, Sunrise
Mhm.
favourite. I like that. Okay, we will have wooden spoon. So who do we think collectively is going to tank the IPL this year?
We can't possibly look past Lucknow. Surely they'd have to have like the best season of all time with Pan, Puran, and Miller, and I'm just not convinced that's going to happen. So I think Lucknow are the worst team in the tournament. I'm still not totally convinced by Delhi's boom or bust strategy with their batting. I've no idea what the hell Punjab Kings are going to put out. I'm not a huge buyer of RCB. And then Rajasthan Royals are doing something that have never really worked before in the IPL. When there's been heavy domestic batting talent, teams typically haven't done particularly well. It's normally heavy domestic bowling talent that's kind of done better. So I'm going to go for Lucknow.
Shock. I mean, they're objectively the worst team, aren't they? Yeah, I'll have to go for Punjab just because it's a Punjab thing to do, isn't it?
They are pretty good at not finishing bottom.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. There was a part of me that wanted to go for Rajasthan. A big part of me.
I think Rajasthan are in the race.
Yeah.
But I will say that I think they've got 3 batters that are good enough to win 5 matches. So I think that they will avoid. I think that what do you need to finish bottom? 4 wins, 10 losses, 5 wins. I think. I don't know. Maybe Rajasthan are in it. I am gonna go for a team that I actually quite like the look of, but I think that they have the capacity for wheels to come off, and that is Delhi. It kind of happened last year. There's a few shaky parts to their team. Like we don't know which Fraser McGurk's going to turn up. You don't know game to game with him. We don't know whether KL Rahul. He might score a pile of runs too slowly to win any cricket matches. And then like there's the middle order is a little bit jammy as well. Like I kind of I mean like I'm saying this, I wouldn't also be surprised if they finished in the playoffs. Like I don't think they're pants, but I just think they're a franchise with the capacity to really fuck up badly, a bit like Punjab.
Yeah,
and I don't think Rajasthan have got that kind of broken flux capacitor element to them. Like I think I have to go with Delhi based on history. Sorry, Delhi. I don't want to do it, but I have to.
They'll be going to the world famous Delhi Toilet Museum. They'll have a little plaque.
Another nail in the coffin for the Daredevils.
Ross, are you able to run us through all the predictions really quickly to wrap up the show?
I sure am, Jack. And I mean, what we do want to encourage is people to participate and actually give their predictions. So in the YouTube comments, give us who you think. And if you really want to have a good argument about it, then please do sign up for our Patreon, which is patreon.com/the cricket pod. We'll start with the runs. It's Travis Head for Ross, Kel Rahul for Max, Cody for Jack. Wickets, Varun Chakravarti for Jack, or Varun Chakravarti. There we go. Adam Zampa for Max and Rashid Khan for Ross. We've got Flop, Venki Iyer for me, Narayan for Max, Rishabh Pant for Jack, MVP Hardik for Jack, Jadeja for Max, Sky for me. Playoffs, I think Rajasthan are going to make it. Mumbai, Gujarat Titans and SRH. Max is CSK, MI, SRH and RCB. And Jack is going for Sunrisers, KKR, Mumbai and CSK. Jack thinks Mumbai are going to win it. Max thinks CSK are going to win it, and I think Sunrisers are going to win it. And then Wood and Spoon, I've gone for Lucknow. Max has gone for Punjab, and Delhi is Jack's selection.
Great. That's a good bunch of selections there. Enjoy the IPL, boys. It's going to be a cracker. I'm sure of it.
I'm pumped.
Goodbye.